Very good morning, students. Till last class, we had studied all the types of index numbers, including uses and limitations of index numbers. Today, we shall begin with some one-mark questions based on the types of index numbers what we have already studied. What is the value of index number for the base year? One of the basic questions. What is the value of index number for the base year? Last class I made it very clear to you already that basically index number for the base year is kept as 100 or 100%, which will very much help us in studying current year index number with respect to base year. Either it has got increased or decreased, all those, like in an efficient way it can be learnt. That's why the base year index number will be always 100 or 100%, that we have already come to know. So the answer goes now as 100, and I have already told you in the last class, this is one of the major questions, one of the most repeated questions in the examination, that what is the value of index number for the base year. Just by writing 100 or 100%, you will be getting 1 mark. Fine. Next question. If the price during the current year is triple the price during the base year, what is the index number? Once when it is asked what is the index number, certainly it is what is the index number in the base year, in the current year as compared to base year. So if the price during the current year is triple, it has been said already, it is triple compared to the base year. The base year index number, we know already that it is 100. Correct? Triple that 100. What it becomes? 3 times 100. That it becomes 300. So the answer goes as 300. By chance, here in the question it is asked, if the price during the current year is triple the index number, instead of that triple, 1.5 times, if it is given, it will go as 150 the answer. If it is given double, it will go 200 as the answer. That way, however it is given in the question, based on that the answer goes. Fine. Next question. If the current year price index is 175, what would you conclude? It's already been decided that the current year price index number compared to base year is 175 or 175%. What would you conclude? The conclusion has to be given always in terms of index numbers, how much percentage either increased or decreased in current year as compared to base year. That is what is the conclusion means in the entire chapter index number. So here it has been given in the current year 175% is the index. So what would you conclude? In the previous slide we have come across, for the base year the index number is always 100 or 100%. Now as compared to that base year 100%, whether it is increased or decreased, 175 means it is increased than 100. How much it is increased? 75 is increased. That means 100 plus 75 is equal to 175. 100 was for the base year already, and 75 is increased in current year. That's why it is being written as 175. So our conclusion goes 75% increase in price level of the commodities, because look at the cursor here. In the current year, price index is 175, it is given. That means the index number is based on the price. So that we will be writing 75% increased in the price level of commodities in current year as compared to base year. That is what should be the conclusion. So what it goes now? There is 75% increase in the price level of a commodity in the current year as compared to the base year. Students, concentrate very well. Sometimes in the question it will be given here, instead of price, quantity, value, something of that kind. Then you should not write price level is increased or decreased, anything of that kind. Whatever it is given in the question pertaining to that, a particular answer has to be written. Next question. If the quantity index number for the current year is 80, then what would you conclude? The same kind of question as compared to the previous one, but here quantity index is given. Here I have highlighted that quantity to be in different color just for your understanding. Once when in a unique color in the question paper any question is given, we should be in a position to bifurcate, understand very much properly to the question, whatever specifically it is asked, the answer may have to be given. Before I deal with the answer, I expect the answer from you. Try to think over and have an answer in your mind that what is to be written, the answer for this question. If the quantity index number for the current year is 80, it seems 80 or 80% it is, then what would you conclude? Our conclusion is, as usual, I am telling what happened in current year as compared to base year. That is what is the conclusion. So for the base year, 100 or 100% is the index that we know already. Compared to that, in current year, what has happened? 80 is there. That means compared to 100, 20 is less. That means 20 is, less compared to 100. That's why it will be written 20% decreased in what? In quantity level of commodities consumed. So that 20% decreased in quantity level consumed in current year as compared to base year should be the answer for this. Let us see what will be the answer. There is 20% decrease in the quantity level of a commodity in the current year as compared to base year. Hope you are following me, students. Next question. If the general price level goes up by 80% between 2000 and 2012, what is the index number for 2012 with base 2000? This is what is the question. Here look at the question once again. If the general price level goes up, that means price level, whenever we are speaking, it is a price index number. It goes up by 80%, it seems. between 2000 and 2012. 2000 is base year, 2012 is current year. In the given years, which is the lesser one that is to be considered as base year, which is the more should be considered as, current year. So in current year, that means in 2012, as compared to 2000, the base year, 80% has gone up, it seems, in the price level. So in 2000, what it will be index number? Since it is base year, here it will be 100. In 2012, what has happened? The price level has gone up by 80%. That means 100 was already there. 80% has gone up. That means 100 plus 80 is equals to 180 it will be. So what it is asked in the question? Look at the cursor. What is the index number for 2012? For 2012 in the sense, here we have concluded already 2012 to be current year. With the base year 2000, this 2000. The question looks lengthy, but the same half of the statement what was given earlier has been repeated in the next half of the statement. Don't get confused. So now in 2012, with base 2000, what will be price index? Certainly it is 180% or 180. So the answer goes as 180. Next question. The average price level of a commodity in the year 2000 is 2.5 times what it was in 1990. Express the change by means of an index number. Look at the question properly, understand it, then try to answer. The average price level of a commodity, that means price level whenever we are speaking, price index number it is. In the current year 2000, that means current year is considered as 2000, is 2.5 times what it was in 1990. 1990 is a base year, 2000 is a current year. In 2000, the price level of a commodity is 2.5 times what it was in 1990. Then it was in 1990, the index number was 100. 2.5 times in 2000 in the sense 2.5 times of 100 is 250. So here it has been asked, express the change by means of an index number. This change is nothing but what change has taken place from 1990 to 2000. Whatever has been changed, the price level from 1990, the base year, to 2000, current year, we may have to express by means of an index number. So try to guess the answer, students, what it should be. The change whatever has taken place 2.5 times, we are expressing in terms of index number. So here it was 100 already in 1990. 2.5 of that will be 250, so that the answer goes as 250. Am I correct? Fine. Next question. If the index number in 2005 is 225 with the base year as 1995, what is the change in the index? You can clearly observe, if the index number in 2005 is 225 with the base 1995, that means 1995 is base year and 2005 is current year. In 2005 it is 225 it seems. The index number in 2005 is 225. Then what is the change in the index? So here index number was, in 1995 what was index number? 100 because it is base year. In 2005, the current year, it is 225. Change in the index, that means what change has happened in index. If we are calculating this 225 minus this 100, that is what is the change in the index, what has happened. Am I correct? So that 225 minus 100 will give you 125. So the change in the index is 125%. Here it has been asked change in the index. In the previous question, it was asked whatever the change has happened by means of an index number or using index number, we were writing whatever the change has happened. That's why here we did not deduct. Hope you are getting clear-cut idea, students. Change in terms of index number expressing is different, and here in this question change in the index is different. That's why 225 minus this 100 as 125 we have written. So understanding the question clearly with the given statements is a prerequisite which will guide us properly in order to write proper answer. Fine. Next question. So next, let us get into some 2-mark questions. Price index for the current year with respect to base year is 140. If the price of a commodity in the base year is rupees 60, then what would be the price in the current year? What is asked? Price index number for the current year with respect to base year is 140. That means 140 is the index number in current year as compared to base year. Index number is nothing but price index number. Here it is given already. Price index. So P01 is 140. Am I correct? So with the given aspects, if I am going in terms of answers, this P01 price index number in current year as compared to base year is given as 140. If the price of a commodity in the base year is rupees 60, price in base year, what is that? P0. That's why P0 is equal to 60 rupees. What would be the price in the current year? Price in current year is nothing but 1. That is what is question mark. So with the help of P0 and P1 and P01, how to calculate P1? We need to understand. Price relative we had come across, which is P01 is equal to P1 divided by P0 multiplied by 100. In that, P0 is known, P01 is known. Only the thing is P1 is not known. So we can make use of price relative expression in order to find out P1. So P01 is equal to P1 divided by P0 multiplied by 100. This P01 is nothing but 140. It is given already. P1 to be found out, so keep it as it is. Then P0 is equal to 60. It is already given, multiplied by 100. So what it goes now? Further calculation, arithmetic calculation has to happen. So P1 is equal to, this 60 goes this side, left hand side, it will be multiplied with 140. And here multiplication of 100 is there. This goes and become divided by in the left hand side. So that we can conclude P1 is equal to 60 multiplied by 140 divided by 100. That's what has been written over here. 60 multiplied by 140, this divided by 100. When you perform calculation over here, you will get 84 as the answer. That is what is P1. P price, 1 means current year. So price in the current year you have calculated to be 84. price is being given the unit as rupees, that's why it is 84 rupees. Hope you are following me, students. Easier questions, very easy to tackle and answer, but understanding the question is very much essential. The remaining problems we shall consider in our next video. Thank you so much. Take care.